All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, August 4th. Huge day. NFL preseason starts today. No, I'm not taking any action, but I'm just very excited to watch the game. NFL season, college football season, some of the best time of the year. So I'm sure everybody's excited for that. Serie A show is back today on BetUS, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time today. So I'm pretty excited for that. Can't wait to hop on there. And I made a couple picks just to kind of piss Mina off. So we'll see. We'll see what she says about my picks. Anyhow, we'll recap yesterday real quick. YouTube POBD smashed, and a 2-0 win was just icing on the cake in this one because we had their team total. We didn't take the full game over, and the game ended 2-0, which was perfect. They did have a goal called back in the first half, which was ridiculous because in Iceland, I feel like they never get goals called back, so it's kind of funny. I was about to pull out all my hair. I hit some really nice plays yesterday. These were the rest of my plays in Iceland. Starting Fram, first half, both teams to score. Yes, hit in 5 minutes. I literally turned the game on in my Discord, and before anybody even hopped in, it was 1-1. And it was nuts. So, and then over three, almost took a ridiculous push. It was 2-1, 15 minutes in, and they didn't get that fourth goal until like the 90th minute. So, whatever. I did miss this one in Qatar. Alran team to over 1.5. They looked horrible. Um, Going through their lineup in the middle of the game, they might have some trouble this year. Sawilski, Sweden just took a easy push. 16 shots by AIK in the first half, and Lance Corona had six, all off target. So easy push. Haifa win. Both teams scored no was the bonus for UCL yesterday. Very good look. Might have gotten a little lucky that Apollon got that red card because they were kind of bouncing or buzzing at the net, even though they didn't have any shots on target. So today I'm gonna do something a little different because I made 3 plays for Europa League qualifiers, and one of them will be the YouTube POD. However, I posted them and all my write ups last night, and they have all moved. One of them moved 2 cents. My big one that would be the YouTube POD moved 25 cents. And my 1 unit value shot moved 20 cents. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to do all three of these. We'll run it down. YouTube POD will be the 2 unit. 1 unit here. Brita Blick going against Basaksehir. Wow, I just got kicked out of my own stream. I don't know what happened. All right, anyways. Let's get into it. I'm just going to basically read my write-ups. Last year at Breida Blick, in this competition, I had one strategy, and against Aberdeen, against Rapid Wien, I'm sorry, Austria Wien or Austria Vienna, however you want to say it. Basically, my strategy was if Breida Blick is at home, you just take the first half team total. And really, anytime I can get it in Iceland, even in domestic play, if it's priced fairly, I will take it. When they played Aberdeen and when they played Austria Wien, it hit both of those games, and it was like plus 250, plus 300. Like it was huge. I got this plus 185 last night. I see it plus 160 now, so it did significantly move. Maybe plus 165. I can't remember, but it did move down. I think that's mainly just because people are taking the first half total, and as you get closer to kickoff, typically all the money comes in on the first half over. So you're going to see team totals, specifically first half team totals, go down in price. The reason I like this better than I did last year is because of the fact Isaac Thorvaldsen plays for Breidablik. He is the best player on the field for them and usually for either team when he's on the field. He's a great player. They didn't have him last year, and I really like him. He is going to Rosenborg whenever when this tournament is said and done. But I do really like this. I will say that it is for me to say that if Besiktas here, I don't really know how to evaluate them really. They played Netanya, who's pretty good Israeli team, who I do like. They are much better defensively than Breidablik. They are significantly worse offensively than Breidablik. However, Netanya actually won the first half in leg one on the road. 1-0, and then they got a red card, game into 1-1, and then they lost the second game 1-0 at home in Israel, which is kind of surprising. That's why I like this. Pretty much just an auto for me. So I'm going to be playing it. We'll see what happens. And next up, this is the one that's only moved like 3 cents. I think this is like minus 108. now. Basel Brownby first half over one minus 105. And actually, this is kind of the same thing I just said about Breidablik, but I don't know if anybody remembers this game, but last year Brøndby played Red Bull Salzburg in Champions League, and they were playing at Salzburg. And the most interesting thing about this game was that Brøndby scored in the first minute on their only shot of the entire game. Salzburg had I mean it was legitimately like 50 something shots. Like it was absolutely insane. And they didn't break the seal till the second half. But I mean, Brøndby score in pretty much every first half. They've done it in every single game since that day. And I've actually played their first half overs last two legs, and they won the first half 1-0 and 2-0 in the last round. However, I'm just going to straight up take the first half over one, and the reason for that being because Basel have scored first in 7 out of 8 um, of their last games and won 4 of the last 5 first halves they've played in. So that's why I'm simply going with first half over one in this one. And lastly, so this is the YouTube POD. The only problem with this is that this is minus 145 now. So what I would say is take the over 2.75 at like minus 115. I don't recommend anybody eat juice on minus 145, minus 150, especially on a play that's only 2 units. So, however, this is what I got it at last night. I got great movement on it. Unfortunately, I probably should have made the video last night. Anyways, Lech Poznan at Vikinger over 2.5 minus 120, or what you'll probably have played at now is 2.75 minus 115. I absolutely love this. And one thing that nobody ever talks about is the ball literally bounces differently in Iceland as it does in the Faroe Islands. The ball bounces differently. And Casper, who runs the KI Twitter, we've had long conversations about this. And he claims that he thinks it's because the dirt. And obviously he's there. He's been there. I have not. So I don't really know what to say. It's also because, especially those two countries specifically, you have surrounded by water. And all these stadiums, definitely Vikinger and Breidablik stadiums, surrounded by water. And so you have that wind coming off the coast. So I don't know exactly what it is, but goals just seem to fly more often in those countries, and there's good reason for it, specifically the Nordic countries. So that's an interesting look or interesting point before I dive into these actual numbers. But Viking have scored 2 or more in each home game so far, hit over 2.5 in 6 of their last 8. Polish opponent have scored 14 or have seen 14 goals in 4 UCL and Europa League qualifiers so far. I will say there's 2 ways you can approach Lech here, and that's because the second leg was the highest scoring leg in both of their UCL against Karabag and ECL so far. However, that one specifically against Karabag was on the road. I can't remember last round if their second game was at home or on the road, but I like this total more in Iceland than I would in Poland. And the reason being is because I think Poland is a very tough place to play. Vikinger definitely could struggle to score in Poland. However, while they're at home, they should definitely score at least one, in my opinion. And like I said, they scored two or more goals in each home game so far. And I believe they played 5, maybe 6 games because they had those 2 like playing games or whatnot. Anyhow, Lech seen over 2.5, 11 out of 16 games since April 20th. They've also scored 2 or more, 50% of those on the road. I really think that we could see goal slides in this game. And a little hockey saying is both teams should find twine. So both teams score over 2.5. I'm not going to say no to that, but I think you might as well just play over 2.75 because honestly, I think either of these teams should score 3 goals. I think Poznan could be up 3-0, and then you're kicking yourself if you played both teams to score over 2.5. However, while I just said that, I actually do lean Vikinger +1, and last night that was minus 145. Let me see what it's at right now. Forgive me for not having this pulled up earlier, but I am going to pull it up right now. Yeah, it's going to be about the same. +1. Oh, wow, minus 160. So that moved about 15 cents too. So the total's going up because people are taking both teams' scores. So I do like it. Anyhow, we'll run down it real quick. One more time. My 3 Europa League Conference League plays. Breidablik score in the first half at home. Basel Brøndby first half over 1, and Lech Poznan at Vikinger over 2.5 minus 120. That is the YouTube POD and Serie A show at 1:30 p.m. Eastern today. Make sure you guys tune in or tweet the link to that. And anyhow, best of luck today, guys. And please make sure that you don't have to tell what I say. I give reasoning for these picks. So if you don't agree with what I say, don't take it. Simple as that. Anyhow, thanks, guys.